It's an overcast Wednesday afternoon, but still pleasant outside during this lunchtime hour, just outside PNC Park. We're getting set to wrap up a four-game series. It's the Pirates and the Milwaukee Brewers. Hi again, everyone, with Bob Walk. I'm Tim Neverett. Ross Ohlendorf returned to the starting rotation. Got banged around a little bit in the second inning, but stabilized for the final four innings of his outing, saving the bullpen a bit. And today, a different story. Aaron Thompson makes his major league debut, and the Pirates are hoping it's a good one.
Yeah, we really don't know what to expect from Aaron once he gets out there. Is he going to be nervous going against this firepower that the Brewers have? But it really did a nice job after moving up to AAA. You see there 3 games, couple of starts. Pretty much unscored upon, ERA of 0.77, so we'll just have to wait and see how he reacts to pitching to these big guns.
The Pirates offense looking for an identity right now, and when you look at this series, it's been a tale of two cities, basically.
Yeah, one of the things that kind of jumps out at me there is the left on base. We got to do a better job of hitting with runners in scoring position. If you're going to beat the best, you got to knock in the runs when they're available. The Pirates got to do that this afternoon.
They'll have to do it against Sean Markham. Last time out against the Pirates, went 7 2/3, got a no decision on the 14th of August. Markham can be pretty tough.
Yeah, you look at the ERA, 0.61. We haven't had much success against this guy.
Sean Markham for the Brewers takes on Aaron Thompson, making his major league debut. The first pitch coming up from PNC Park on Root Sports.
Let's go Bucks. Hey, beat them Bucks.
Getting set to make his major league debut this afternoon in Game 4 of this 4-game series against the Milwaukee Brewers. Earlier today, his manager Clint Hurdle talked about Thompson's debut.
Making his first major league appearance. Very excited and looking forward to the opportunity. And we spoke with him in here yesterday, Ray and I. He watched the game last night, talked with Correa, talked with Mahal, their past experiences, got to see their hitters swing. And Ray's game planned with him already this morning, so he'll be ready to go.
So Aaron Thompson activated. Ryan Ludwig placed on the disabled list with a back problem, a back issue. So Thompson takes his spot on the active roster. And the left-hander, former first-round draft choice of the Florida Marlins, former Washington Nationals prospect, gets his first day in the big leagues.
That is going to be exciting for him. First, we need to have some of the kids. They weren't sure where they were going.
Yeah, don't forget the baseballs.
Got to have the baseballs. They're all signed. They're working overtime.
Well, he just likes to help out anywhere he can. So Aaron Thompson in his first big league game will face this lineup put out by Ron Renicky. Corey Hart leads off. Jerry Hairston Jr. in center field today. Then Braun, Fielder, McGee, Betancourt short. Lucroy back behind the plate. And Josh Wilson from Mount Lebanon batting 8th and playing second base. Markham the pitcher bats 9th.
Thompson making his major league debut.
There's numbers between AA and AAA this year with Altoona and Indianapolis. And Thompson had said this was unexpected to be called up to the big leagues, but certainly for any ball player welcome and getting his opportunity here today. Tips to win today brought to you by Rivers Casino. What do you have, Bob?
Well, the first thing, don't try to go out there and pull the fastball. Markham is very good moving in and out and changing speeds. If you go up trying to pull too much, he's going to eat us up. We got some speed out there. 4 of the guys in the lineup can really run. Let's use that to try to cause some havoc out there on the base paths. And fear the crooked number. No big innings. And don't do them any favors. Play good defense. Don't walk anybody. Give up a run, make it a single run. Trade that run for an out.
Corey Hart, a .272 hitter. He's got a home run in this series. And the first major league pitch for Thompson is in for a strike. .73 degrees at game time here at PNC Park. And 1-1 the count. What's Thompson feeling right now?
He's just very excited, a little nervous. Now that he's thrown his first couple pitches, that starts to leave, and you get down to where you're trying to focus on what it is you want to do. But the lead up to this, that was something that been looking forward to his whole life.
And Hart, ground ball towards short. That's past Cedeno. And Corey Hart, a leadoff single. Pirates Scott Thompson from the Nationals just before Christmas. In 2005, a first-round pick, 22nd overall by the Marlins. Passed up a scholarship to Texas A&M. Could have gone there, but elected to take the first-round money and sign with the Marlins instead. He's out of Houston, Texas. Jerry Hairston Jr. batting second and playing in the outfield today. He's been playing a bunch of second base recently, but a utility man for Ron Renicky.
Hart really not a base stealer, but it's somebody you have to pay attention to. If he thinks you're not looking, he'll take advantage of that, get a good jump, and certainly runs well enough to steal a bag in that case.
Hairston takes a ball, 2-0. Corey Hart still in that leadoff spot. Ricky Weeks not yet back. Hart will remain in that leadoff spot for the most part, unless he sits one out and Nyjer Morgan moves into that spot.
He's got a good on-base percentage. He's doing fine up at the top.
And Thompson falls behind, 3-0.
And he also gives them some pop in the top of the order.
There is Nyjer Morgan. Ryan Braun on deck. And the 3-0 pitch on the way. Runner goes. And a strike is called, and Hart in uncontested.
Oh, that was one of those when he thinks you're not paying attention to a 3-0 count. Very rare to see anybody run 3-0. They weren't paying any attention, so he takes off first move. And that's a great jump when you get the big leg kick and you go first move. Put it back in your pocket. You're not throwing anybody out. That happens.
And the 3-1 now to Hairston. To the right side. Moves Hart to third base as Walker throws out Hairston. Roster move to get Thompson activated today. Ryan Ludwig, who about 11 o'clock this morning had an MRI at Allegheny General, and on the 15-day retroactive to yesterday with muscle spasms in the back. That was part of the reason he wasn't in the lineup yesterday. His back had locked up on him. And, again, the issue this morning, so he was taken over to AGH and placed on the disabled list as a result.
This is a situation right here we were talking about on the tips where you got to stay away from the big innings. You fear the crooked number. Do not pay any attention to Hart at third base. Don't worry about if he scores. The infield is back. You have to concentrate on getting these guys, the big boys, at the plate out. That's where you sometimes you mess up. You start thinking about, oh, I got to stop that run. I need a strikeout. Need a pop fly. You end up maybe pitching around Braun. Fielder gets up there and he puts one out into the seat somewhere, and now you got that crooked number up on the board. Don't pay any. Just pitch right now like the bases are empty.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Ryan Braun. 1-2.
Fastball at 88. That looks about where Thompson's going to be. Most of them have been in that range, velocity wise.
One ball, 2 strikes. Braun having an outstanding year leading this Milwaukee Brewer club. 18-4 in August. When you pick up Sports Illustrated today, you'll see them on the cover. Braun, Fielder, and Nyjer Morgan.
That ball cut right in on him. Looked like a slider. Elevated it, put it on the hands, and jumped in, hit on the pine tar. That's how far inside it got. That was a very good pitch.
1 ball, 2 strike offering. This one's up in the air to short center field. On the run is McCutchen. He will make the catch. Corey Hart bluffs. And a 1-hop throw caught by McHenry. 2 men out and Hart stuck at third.
Nice job by Thompson in pitching to Braun. With the big guys, I'm sure they've told him you got to tie him up a little bit. And Hart can't do anything. That very shallow fly ball. See the number 4 where he jumped inside. He backed it up with another one right there, same spot. Jammed him both times. That's most likely the game plan that he heard from Ray Searage. When Braun's up there, you can't miss out over the plate. You got to get in on his hands at least once or twice every at bat.
Pitch to Prince Fielder. Way up in it.
Hello.
Hello, my name's Aaron Thompson. What's yours?
They're trying to throw that ball outside. That's where the fork was set up. And missed by quite a bit, but that's kind of like a successful miss because it served a purpose. I don't know how intimidated that guy ever gets by throwing inside, but it doesn't hurt to put one in between him and the plate occasionally.
2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fielder, the first guy to get to the big leagues, or rather to get to 100 RBIs in the big leagues this year. And the first Brewer to do it since Cecil Cooper did it in 1983. And his dad, Cecil, was the first to 100 for 4 straight years. 90, 91, 92, and 93. And this is right to Xavier Paul. And a scoreless first inning in his major league debut for Aaron Thompson. Certainly feeling the butterflies, but Probably glad to have the first inning behind him. Afternoon, Jose Tabata leads off. Josh Harrison in the 2 spot. McCutchen, Walker, and Jones in the middle. Xavier Paul in right field. Ronnie Cedeno, Michael McHenry, the 4th, back in the 8 spot. And Aaron Thompson, the pitcher, bats 9th.
We'll take a look at our day key matchup of the day. Jose Tabata, 9-game hitting streak. And really, even when he makes outs, he's really barreling up the ball. And as a leadoff hitter, a lot of success, and I think that's just all part of Tabata's makeup. He likes to be the lead dog. He doesn't want anyone out there in front of him. He likes to be free to run. He loves to be on the bases, and that leadoff spot really suits him.
Tabata pokes this one foul. Finds himself behind 0-2 quickly to Markham. 11-3 the record.
They were looking for starting help in the offseason, and Markham and Greinke really did a great job. They fit like a glove onto that Brewer team.
0-2 is inside. One thing about Markham, he's had a very successful time of things on the road as a starter. 24-15, 3.77 ERA in 73 road games prior to this. And Tabata to the left field corner it goes. And Jose with a 10-game hitting streak. In with a double.
Tabata is the perfect hitter for a guy like Markham. He's never trying to pull the fastball. He's always looking to hit the ball the other way. So when he gets something slow and off speed, as this one is, look at the strike zone presented by Range Resources, just 75 miles an hour. Instead of pulling that way foul, being way out in front of it, he is right on time and rips it down in the corner. That's the beauty of always looking to hit the fastball to the opposite gap. Is very seldom are you way out in front of anything when they change speeds on you, and that's what Markham does. He changes speeds and moves the ball in and out. He's a true pitcher, not a thrower.
Harrison bunts. McGee just got him, but that moves Tabata down to 3rd.
They're playing a little small ball. This is what the Brewers did at the top of the inning. Stole the base, ground ball to 2nd, moved the runner to 3rd with 1 out. They couldn't get him in. Braun popped up. Bad bunt, was able to kill it. You put it really even firmly to that 3rd base side. Doesn't really make that much difference. You make the 3rd baseman handle the ball, you've done your job.
Andrew McCutchen, man at 3rd, 1 out. Wave and a miss.
The same identical situation the Brewer crew had. They had Braun at the plate. Braun popped it up. See if Andrew can get a ground ball to a middle infielder or left one to the outfield.
Ball one strike to Kutch.
Or a base hit, home run.
Base hit, home
I'll
run.
take something like that too.
Not asking much, just one of the above would be fine. 1 for 4 in last night's game with a single. 2-1 now to McCutchen. And Walker on deck, batting in the 4th spot. Back in the cleanup role that he had earlier in the season. Markham set, and the 2-1 pitch. Foul off, 2-2.
Well, with all the injuries we had, and Clint trying, especially early on, find out what kind of a lineup might work. We have had a ton of different lineup situations. Walker has moved to a few different places.
Well, it certainly has been a challenge to manage the roster in recent days. Field in for the Brewers.
As soon as they got the 2 strikes, they brought him in.
That worked for them the other day. And McCutchen had a man at third and bounced into a 6-3 ground out.
I would be interested to hear the theory on why they do it with 2 strikes.
That would be an interesting discussion. And McCutchen to left field. Tabata's going to tag. Braun makes the catch. Here comes Tabata, and he will score. And the Pirates lead it 1-0. RBI number 75 for Andrew McCutchen.
Now, Braun didn't get the job done, and McCutchen does. It's plenty deep enough. Although Braun, that good arm of his, he actually made it closer than it should have been. Take a look at the strike zone percent by Range Resources. Ball down and in. On the long throw.
Lucroy back behind the plate.
Yeah, kind of curious. I think Lucroy just was conceding the run, which was understandable. That was a deep ball with somebody that can run coming down third, but I don't think he thought Braun was going to make it that close. Should have been up off the plate onto the fair side so he could catch that ball and make a tag.
Lefty's hitting .270 against Markham. He's handling right-handed batters fairly well. Hitting only .185 against him. Walker with a 2-1 count. Pirates on the board first here, 1-0. When they do score first, their record 38-22. Walker's numbers right-handed, although he's batting lefty here. Numbers right-handed have come back quite a bit. They had fallen way behind earlier in the year, but last month or so he's picked it up. Two outs, nobody on, and the 2-ball, 2-strike pitch from Markham. Walker up in the air to right center. Hairston calling for it. Larry Hairston Jr. records the 3rd out, but the Pirates get on the board. A leadoff double from Jose Tabata, sacrifice bunt from Harrison, and a sacrifice fly from McCutchen.
Sponsored by Barrel Automotive. Barrel.com, definitely worth the click. And by PNC, for the achiever in you. Let's go, Bucks!
Aaron Thompson starts his second inning of work. He'll face Casey McGee, Yuniesky Betancourt, and Jonathan Lucroy. Thompson got through a pretty tough part of the order his first time around.
Now he's got a lead.
Casey McGee, 10 home runs. And one in the second inning last night, a 2-run shot. 7-run second inning that the Brewers put up against Ross Ollendorf. 7 runs, 4 of them were earned, and they're back at it again. They're working that sundial they've built in the dugout. And Casey McGee, a leadoff single, goes the other way, and the Brewers with a man aboard.
Back in the first inning, had to go through two of the league's best. Made a couple of nice pitches inside the jam Braun. This ball hit decent out there, but not nearly like Fielder can hit it. Take the sting out of the bat. That's your job. Those big boys go up there.
Betancourt. Ground ball toward Cedeno. Flip to Walker for 1. That's 2. Double play. The league leading 136th double play the Pirates have turned this season. 2 men out in the Brewers half of the second.
Betancourt going out there very aggressive, going after the first pitch he's ever seen from Thompson. Looked like he went right off the end of the bat. Nice little play by Cedeno for that backhand flip.
Neil Walker leading all National League second basemen with 93 double plays turned. 14th double play hit into by Yuniesky Betancourt.
That flip again. It looks very easy, but they're out there day in and day out practicing stuff just like that. That little flip to get that down. Where it's just muscle memory, second nature. Don't even think about it. Just turn the thumb down, feed him the ball.
Lucroy fouls it off. 2-1.
Very seldom do you ever see an infielder take any kind of a day off as far as taking ground balls out there during batting practice. Always doing it. Practicing the feeds, turning the double plays.
Popped him up and playable. Michael McHenry will make the grab in fair territory. Through an inning and a half, 1-0 Pirates. Our Barrel Automotive league leaders stat. League leaders in earned run average on the road. Lincecum of San Francisco, Hiroki Kuroda of the Dodgers, and Sean Markham third, 247. Johnny Cueto and Jair Jurgens following, but right there in the middle, Markham, good ERA on the road at 2.47. Barrel Automotive, definitely worth the click at barrel.com.
Give them a look, and even you'll be able to barrel one up. Just like Garrett Jones is getting ready to do.
Well, you've been waiting a long time to say that.
About 5 seconds.
Swing and a miss, and the count even 1-1. Pirates with a 1-0 lead. A leadoff double last inning by Jose Tabata extended his hitting streak from 9 games to 10. Driven in by a sacrifice fly off the bat of Andrew McCutchen. Strike call to Jones. Jones leading all National Leaguers with 14 extra base hits in the month of August. And the 1-2 on the way from Markham. 2-2. Josh Wilson, the second baseman, playing him deep on the outfield grass.
Take a look at the strike zone presented by Range Resources. A ball off the plate a little bit, down and away, close, but
Jones hammers this one, and it will hook foul.
Oh, potato.
Way up in the back rows. From the splash can. No water that time. 3-2. Full count to Jones. Garrett with 15 homers. 25 doubles. He's got a triple as well. There's extra base hits on the year.
Got to put some mark up in every column.
He's a little behind on the triples. He's not really a triples guy.
As long as there's a mark up.
Got his triple last night in the 8th inning.
No goose eggs.
Good seats. It'd be great to watch a game from down there. Let's come down the row. Have your order taken. Look at that view.
I'd like to sit right there in the front seat.
You're as close to the plate as the pitcher is right there.
You might be closer. I think you're going to be closer. I don't think it's just eyeballing it. It's going to be less than 60 feet from the backstop to the plate.
I think it's a pretty neat perspective from a fan's point of view when you can sit closer to the hitter than any of the infielders are anyway.
Oh, yeah.
10th pitch of the at-bat. Found a fielder. Takes care of Jones by stepping on first. One away in the Pirates' second. Great seats, hey, buddy? Bob Uecker. He is a classic Hall of Famer.
Saw him yesterday just before game time. He was headed somewhere on the main level. He was looking for ice cream.
I asked him the other day when we were in Milwaukee how he was feeling. He had the heart troubles. He said, I'm feeling pretty good for a guy with a bunch of spare lawnmower parts in him. In fact, it was Uecker that told me about his feelings on Andrew McCutchen when we were in Milwaukee last. Thought he reminded him of Henry Aaron. So, young Henry Aaron. He said he runs like him, hits like him, throws like him.
I told McCutchen that, and he was kind of speechless. I said, really, Henry Aaron? I said, yeah, that's what he said.
Pretty big compliment.
Yep.
Xavier Paul takes inside 2-1. Now, you're always going to see guys from this era get comparisons from guys from other eras. But for any player to be compared to one of the all-time greats, a great home run hitter.
Told him you better get busy. You got 700 home runs to hit.
Yeah. Get right on that.
Yeah.
I hope so. It'd be nice to see. But he does have a way to go. Here's the 3-1. Popped up left side and drifting. And it landed in play but bounced out of play. Ryan Braun the closest to it. Our AGH Sports Medicine injury update. Xavier Paul in the lineup. One guy who may be coming back shortly. Alex Presley was 3 for 4 last night. He has been hitting very well during his rehab stint. Had the left thumb contusion. And Clint Hurdle saying today that he feels that not only Presley but d'Arnaud are ready to come back at any time. However, due to the pitching situation and the roster juggling, there's no room. So it could be a matter of days. In fact, the rosters will expand in a week. Pretty hot shot to dead center field, but Hairston gets behind it for the out.
Yeah, normally a bruised thumb doesn't keep you out for over a month, but in this case, they've had to do other things because of the mess in the pitching. And Presley having to bide his time down there. And you can see by his numbers, he hadn't forgot how to hit while he's been going.
No, not at all.
He's hammering it down there just like he was here.
Extra base hits, multiple hit games virtually every night.
Which is what we were seeing at this level when he came up. Man, what a huge boost he was to our offense while he was here.
2 outs for Ronnie Cedeno and a 1-1 count on him.
And defensively, you can go get him in the outfield too. It's going to be a great addition.
We asked the skipper what he felt in terms of Presley's defense when he comes back, what he would do with Tabata. And he said, well, if Presley's in the lineup, he would favor Tabata in right field because he feels Presley can cover this ground. And his arm plays well in left field, but he feels that Tabata's arm is strong enough to play well in right. Ryan Ludwig going on the DL. That opens up another opportunity at some point pretty soon for a position player to come back after this roster juggling due to the pitching staff ends. In fact, because Ludwig is on, the Pirates with a 3-man bench today. Matt Diaz, Brandon Wood, Ryan Domit. Actually, it was Siriaco that makes 4. Siriaco was actually at the airport earlier today. Hadn't officially been sent back yet in terms of being sent down.
He was just officially sent to the airport.
He was officially sent to the airport. So they called him and said, uncheck your bag and get back here.
Check some flights for us. Come back, tell us what you see.
One and 2 to Ronnie Cedeno. Back to Markham. And the Pirates retired in order in the second. We're through 2 at PNC Park. The Bucks with a 1-0 lead over the Brewers. MLB.tv today and see every Pirates game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Pirates.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Nice matinee crowd here today, and they will see the local boy come to the plate, Josh Wilson from Mount Lebanon. Wilson, former Seattle Mariner, and was with the Diamondbacks this year, and actually had to spend some time in AAA in Reno, Nevada, with the Diamondbacks club there. Takes a strike from Aaron Thompson. Wilson very, very excited to be with this Brewer ball club. Ground ball to short, and Ronnie Cedeno will throw him out for out number 1 of the 3rd.
Yeah, he's got to be very fired up about that chance to go to the postseason.
We talked about that yesterday. I visited with him for a little while, and he said that the atmosphere is what he's wanted to be around. Big crowds at home and meaningful games this late in the year. And getting a good opportunity. Now Sean Markham at the plate with 1 out. Strike 1. Markham, a 146 hitter for Milwaukee. He's got a home run, and he's driven in 6. It'll be Markham, then back to the top of the order, and Corey Hart. Aaron Thompson making his major league debut today. And Markham to left field. Going back after it is Jose Tabata. Yeah! And our Dairy Queen text bowl question is, which player do you think is most likely to be with their current team next season? Text 1 for Prince Fielder with the Brewers, 2 for Albert Pujols with the Cardinals, 3 for both, or 4 for neither. You can vote as many times as you like. Standard text rates apply. Corey Hart, 2 balls and no strikes.
Don Thompson to be falling behind. He has to make sure he does a good job of working ahead, going after that strike zone. But even when he falls behind, as he did there, he didn't give in and just throw a fastball down the middle. Made a nice pitcher's pitch.
By the way, you take part in that text poll question today. Everyone who participates has a chance to win a DQ cake that is so good it's ridiculous. And another good throw by Josh Harrison. And the Pirates retire the Brewers in order here. Still 1-0 Bucks. Which player do you think is most likely to be with their current team next season? Prince Fielder with the Brewers, Pujols with the Cardinals, both or neither. Text 1, 2, 3, or 4 to 412-412. Our DQ fan poll question. Everyone who participates has a chance to win a DQ cake that's so good it's ridiculous. Message and data rates may apply. Early results of that. Our text poll today, 36% say that Pujols will stay with the current team. 31% think both will.
Well, you and I were talking about this on the radio last night. And, my vote at that point hadn't changed overnight. I'm gonna go with Pujols. I think he will stay a Cardinal, but I think Fielder's going to move on.
Foul back by McHenry, 1 and 2. Fielder has said in the papers there if the Brewers win the World Series, he'll stay. But
I almost think it would be opposite.
Yeah, I mean
that if he won the World Series, he would go somewhere else. But
a little more marketable.
But then if they don't, maybe there's unfinished business.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, time will tell. McHenry down on strikes to start the Pirate half of the third.
I think Pujols is going to get very big money from the Cardinals.
Pitcher,
and
number 60, Aaron Thompson.
And he'll also be one of the absolute all-time greats. He'll be, the statue will be out in front. And he's just a remarkable career, and I think it's important, and I think he knows it, that being with the Cardinals all that time will put him up amongst a very, very select group of players.
First major league at bat for pitcher Aaron Thompson. And this year combined in the minor leagues, he went 0 for 11 between AA Altoona and AAA Indianapolis. And as a pitcher in the minor leagues, you get a designated hitter every so often, more often than not. Each time you take part in a game against an American League team, the DH is used. 2-0 pitch is in for a strike.
What about if you pitch for an American League team?
Then you never hit.
Yeah, then you get to the big leagues for a while, and then out of the blue, you get traded to a National League team you might have to hit for the first time since high school 10 years ago.
You better know which end of the bat to grip.
It's got to be kind of weird for some of them. Looks like Thompson close to getting on base. First big league plate appearance.
3-1 the count. Wind picking up, swirling down on the field a little now. Markham's 3-1 pitch. Count now full.
Like Thompson taken all the way.
Here comes the payoff pitch now. And Thompson down the left field side fouls it off. Just had a little slice on it. Protecting the plate with 2 strikes. Aaron Thompson out of Houston, Texas, went to Second Baptist High School in Houston. Fouls it off again. During his senior year in high school, Bob, 66 innings pitched, 133 strikeouts. Virtually untouchable. And he has earned himself a walk in his first major league plate appearance. Runner aboard for the Pirates in the third.
He looked very comfortable at the plate, didn't he?
Looked like he knew what he was doing.
Jose's probably not happy about that. He's thinking, oh, now I got a pitcher running in front of me.
That shiny new helmet. First day on the job. New equipment.
It's like a shiny new lunchbox.
Jose Tabata is 1 for 1 with a double. 1-0 Pirates, bottom of the third. Strike 1 call. Seven out of 15 in the series. And Jose hasn't really been making soft contact either. He's been squaring balls up. Thompson a short lead at first. Fielder playing behind him. And Tabata right back to Markham. He goes to Betancourt for one, back to first, double play. 1-6-3, and the Brewers are out of the inning. Well, head of the fourth at PNC Park. 1-0 Bucks.
Markham, first pitch just off the inside corner, and now he goes the other way, and that's what we were talking about earlier, the way Markham, he works both sides of the plate back and forth and changes speeds. What makes him so good, he's not a stuff guy, he's a location and changing speeds. That's what makes him good.
A good fielder too. He was a shortstop in college, Southwest Missouri State. Went to the College World Series. He was that good. It was in 2003. So Jerry Hairston Jr. will lead off, the center fielder, number 2 hitter, followed by Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder. On with Bob Walk, Tim Neverett, Dan Potash is dugout side for us today. 1-0 Pirates with the lead. First inning run scored by Tabata. Sacrifice fly by Andrew McCutchen got him in. Fourth game of a 4-game series played over 3 days. Bucks and Brewers split a doubleheader on Monday. Brewers winning last night. The Pirates trying to win today and get the series split before heading off on the road. It's a getaway day today. Brewers go home. They get a day off. Pirates go to St. Louis and start 4 with the Cardinals tomorrow. And after the Cardinals series, it's on to Houston for 3. Then back home September 1st for a single game. It's a makeup game with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Make your plans and join us out here at PNC Park for that one. It's not on your schedule, obviously, being a makeup game, but it's a 4:05 start. And right after that, the Pirates jump on a plane again, go out to Chicago. It's home for 1 on September 1st. One-two pitch. And Hairston fouls it off the front of the dugout. Aaron Thompson, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jerry Hairston Jr. Got him to ground out to second. His first time up, he's 0 for 1. Fouls it off again.
And Hairston was trying to move the runner over and just fought it off. Pushed it over towards second base.
Hairston began the year with the Washington Nationals, and at the trading deadline was sent to Milwaukee for outfield prospect Eric Komatsu. This one lifted into foul ground, and Harrison chasing after it.
It looked like Harrison got a real good break on it. I thought he might be able to run that down with his quickness. Ball not hit hard, just Very soft. Looked like it was going to hang up there, and Harrison had to give up on it right at the last moment. A good first step. You could tell he thought he had it.
Again, the 1-2. This one drilled to left center. But right there to play it is Andrew McCutchen. Let's check in with Dan Potash, who's standing by with some folks very interested in Aaron Thompson's Major League debut.
That's right, Tim. We have Aaron Thompson on the mound, but we have mom, dad, and family and friends here in Pittsburgh. This is mom, Sarah. So take me through the story. How did you get the call and find out what was happening today?
Well, actually, Aaron called us around 12:30, woke us up, and said that they had just called him and said that he was flying out in the morning, that it was finally here. He'd gotten it. And then he called back because his little brother started middle school and said, "I'm sorry, but I need to wake up Luke." So he woke him up, told him, and that's it. We scrambled, got here.
Scrambled from Houston.
We scrambled from Houston. We got here late last night, and we're just enjoying every minute of it.
Now, we've talked to mom. Let's move down a couple seats and talk to dad. This is Johnny Thompson. So, Johnny, after T-ball, Little League, high school, the minors, this has got to be pretty cool today.
It really is. We've been looking forward for this for a while, and we're so proud of him. We're so glad he made it. And we know that there's still a lot of work left to do, but we're real pleased with the Pittsburgh organization, and we're real pleased with the way they treated him. We're proud of what he's done.
Now, with all the work that you've done all the years, when did you really know that you had something special with him as far as being a big league pitcher?
You never really know, but I'll tell you, it was really at a pretty young age. We kind of realized that he was just a little different than some of the other kids, and he loved the game, and you got to love it to stick with it, and that's something that was instilled with him by everyone in the family, including his brothers and sisters. So that's pretty much what told me that he had what it would take. He's going to stick to it no matter what, because he loved it.
And he's facing a good challenge today with a pretty good offensive team with some big bats.
He couldn't have picked probably a tougher assignment for today, but he's hanging in there, so we're pulling for him.
Enjoy the stay. And before I send it back to you guys, I know you're really happy about being here, but how much do you enjoy missing school?
Yes, sir.
Loves missing school, guys. Back upstairs to you.
All right. Just saw Ryan Braun with a single to left field off older brother. So one on and one out for the Brewers in the fourth. The Prince Fielder coming up, back of Braun.
Almost wasn't a single. Looked like Josh was going to snag it for a moment. I think he did get a little piece of it. Braun didn't hit it all that hard. Maybe a little bit of a deflection. Harrison need a little bit longer arm for that one.
Go to first base and Braun back. Holding runners has been a big part of Aaron Thompson's game. Working the first base side of the rubber out of the stretch here and facing a guy who leads the club in steals, Ryan Braun, with 28. Strike called to Fielder. It's always nice to see the families here on a major league debut and getting to experience the moment and share it. And I've seen it a lot over the last couple of years with different guys and get to take pictures afterward. It's just such a great moment for everybody involved.
Well, he's doing a fine job in his debut right now. It's a tough team, a lot of great hitters. Throwing up some goose eggs. Working on a 3-hit shutout. Long ways to go, just the top of the fourth, though.
Pirate infield shifted over to the right, one out, one on, and the 0-2 pitch from Thompson. There goes Braun, pitches high, McHenry throw down, not in time. Stolen base number 29 for Ryan Braun, and now the tying run in scoring position.
That throw was going down, and you saw Cedeno break toward third base. There it is. They have the shift on, so this is kind of tough sometimes. Now Cedeno right now is running to third. Last night that didn't happen in the family reaction. Last night that didn't happen. Cedeno went after the ball, and Braun didn't realize there was nobody at third base whatsoever. Pirates have to be very careful when they put that shift on that somebody goes to third.
Especially with that guy on.
Yeah, he's burned us on that before, where he's gone to third base on a steal a second.
1-2 to Prince Fielder. Got him. Got Fielder to chase upstairs. And now 2 men out. First major league strikeout for Aaron Thompson. And it's one of the baddest men in the game, Prince Fielder.
It's an off-speed pitch. It was just 84, but nice location upstairs.
Something to dance about. Fielder now 1 for 13 in this series.
Yeah, he's not enjoying his trip to Pittsburgh, is he?
McGee got a base hit in the second. Takes strike 1. Looks like Casey put an extra pound of pine tar on the bat today. One now on McGee. McGee had a homer last night. That was his 10th. Ready for the 1-1 pitch from left-hander Aaron Thompson. Looks back at Braun. Now we'll look him back to the bag. It's time for today's trivia question, brought to you by AT&T Mobility. Prince Fielder, 25+ home runs for the 6th straight season. Who are the only 3 current first basemen with longer streaks? I'll write down my guesses, Bob.
No, go ahead and throw them out there.
I'm going to write them down so I can think of it here. I'm thinking you got to be Pujols.
Yeah, Pujols, Teixeira.
Teixeira, that was my second guess. And the next guy would be active first baseman right now.
Who's in Boston right now?
Yeah, Gonzalez.
I don't think. Does it have to be like a current streak, or could he have hit like Helton, for instance?
Well, Helton's a good answer.
Well,
I think that's good. Earlier in his career, he might have done it.
Yeah, and Derek Lee also.
Yeah. Derek Lee was
current streaks.
Current streaks. So I don't think we can put Helton in there. 3-1 pitch, and McGee takes ball 4. Now the Brewers with runners at first and second, 2 out for Yuniesky Betancourt. Betancourt hit into a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play.
Did I say?
Didn't end the inning, actually. It was just the first 2 outs of the inning in the second.
Adrian Gonzalez?
Yeah, he did. The authenticator today with a busy day. Got a guy making his big league debut, so on hand to make sure everything is A-OK.
You know, coming to the game, you know there's a rookie out there, and you know you're going to be busy.
Yeah, can't run out of stickers today.
You got to prepare yourself for that.
Betancourt takes ball 1, and McHenry wants to have a word. One thing I did notice they didn't do is they didn't throw out his first pitch. McHenry threw it right back to him. His first pitch to Corey Hart was a strike. What we've seen this year anyway, guys making their big league debut, the catcher will immediately roll the ball over to the dugout and they'll go authenticated, but I didn't do that today. Thompson gets his first visit from Ray Searage. While with Washington, or rather while with Florida, Washington traded for him. They sent Nick Johnson, first baseman, over to the Marlins. The trading deadline in 2009. And then the Pirates ended up picking him up on waivers last December.
Wow, he was doing a lot of talking there about what they're going to do with Betancourt up at the plate. Betancourt last time up hit a ball to Ronnie.
1-0 Pirates. Brewers threatening here in the top half of the fourth. As Braun is at second base. Casey McGee at first.
Betancourt hit that ball that Ronnie made a nice play going to his left with that little backhand flip. Feeding Walker for the double play. Only need one right here, though. No double play.
1-1 now to Betancourt. See the shadow on the sundial that was made in the dugout?
That's been there for a number of years. They used to use that to decide when to throw the first pitch of the game.
That's so we could be right on time for television. Here's the 1-1. Just missed low. 2-1. That how they used to time you in your 60 when you run home to first?
You get me confused with Blast.
Way back when? Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah. Runners take off. Betancourt. Ground ball to short. Charging is Ronnie. Throwing on to first. He got it. And the Brewers will strand 2 in the fourth. Buckos hanging on to that 1-0 lead. Thompson family likes it.
By Toyota. Buy right the first time and save more. Visit your local Toyota dealer for details. And by AT&T. Let's go Bucks.
AT&T Mobility trivia question today. Prince Fielder, 25 or more home runs for the 6th straight season. We're the only 3 current first basemen with longer streaks. Pujols, Teixeira, and Cabrera. We were both 2 out of 3.
Has he played first base for 6 years?
7, I think.
That long?
Yeah, I think. Well, this was his 8th, I believe.
Talking about Cabrera.
Yeah, he needs 2 more home runs to get to 25, and then he'll have his 8th straight year.
I thought he playing third base up until about 3 or 4 years ago.
And Josh Harrison lines one to right center field. That's going to get down. Harrison around first. He's heading for second base, sliding in safely with a double.
That's what we're talking about. Use that speed. It's in the lineup. You got Tabata, Harrison, McCutchen, Paul. They can all run. Take the extra base when it's out there.
Pirates players in the clubhouse are calling him the toy cannon now. And he shoots one to right center.
Most guys, they're going to accept a single here, but not Harrison.
Harrison in with another double, his 6th.
Yeah, he's not a burner like, say, the guy at the plate, McCutchen, but Harrison runs much better than most guys out there, and he's full of energy. He has the enthusiasm, and he's looking to always use that speed of his.
Now, when you talk about the toy cannon, you think of Jimmy Wynn, former outfielder, the Dodgers and the Astros, and Braves, Yankees, also with the Brewers. He was known as the toy cannon. And finished up in 1977. And Clint Hurdle told me about the toy cannon thing today. So, well, when's the statute of limitations up on somebody else's nickname not being used for a while? When can you give it to somebody else? He said, go with it. Give it to him. He said most of the guys in the clubhouse don't know Jimmy Wynn anyway.
He was quite a home run hitter. Sure, Josh will hit that many long balls.
This one gets away, and down to third goes Harrison. Wild pitch charge to Sean Markham, and now Harrison with nobody out, 90 feet away.
Right between the legs. Look at the glove is up off the ground. The glove is probably 4 inches off the ground.
Hesitation on the part of Harrison. So good situation for McCutchen. Man at third. 2-1 pitch. One upstairs for it. And the count even 2-2. McCutchen a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the first inning. Responsible for the game's only run so far.
McCutchen waiting a little too long to pull the trigger on that fastball. Markham, as we said earlier, didn't throw very hard. You won't see a lot of swings and just flat out misses on his fastball. Has to set it up, put it in a good spot.
A lot of those jerseys around town.
Pretty good seats right there.
Right down the left field line. Payoff pitch coming to Kutch. He walked him. Pirates with 2 on and nobody out. Aaron Thompson with a 1-0 lead. He's hoping that lead grows this inning. Walker flying to center his first time up. All right, now you'd have to think Walker's just trying to think of a way to get a run in here.
I think what he doesn't want to do is hit into a double play. You get the run home that pretty much kills the inning for any more, and now you got a couple of guys on, nobody out. You're thinking of putting up a bigger number than just a 1.
1-0 to Neil Walker.
It's a nice hole on that right side to shoot one through. You see a fielder right on the bag. You pull it hard. It's going to be a tough play for anybody to make. Markham faking the third. You can fake the third, fake the second. Don't have to throw it. Can't fake home or to first.
Two 2-0 to Walker. Now Walker quietly has crept up on McCutchen. McCutchen started the day with 74 RBIs. He's got 75 now after his first inning sac fly. But Walker with 74. So he has been picking up an RBI a game over his past handful of games. One behind the club leader McCutchen, who's at first base. Josh Harrison at third, nobody out. Here comes the 2-0 from Markham. And Walker to left field. Harrison will tag. Braun will make the catch, and Harrison will tag easily. McCutchen goes to second. It's 2-0 Pirates.
Well, there's an example again of using the speed. Harrison with that hustle double, and now McCutchen tags up, gets himself in the scoring position on a fly ball to left field. That's pushing the envelope on the bases, as the Pirates should do every game. Remember the middle of the year when you had Darno out there along with Elvis. I mean, it was really it was an exciting thing to watch those guys flying around the bases. It's a type of an offense the Pirates could really be looking at for next year, I think.
Elvis.
Can't wait to see Elvis's return.
Well, I got a text today from some friends of mine where Elvis used to perform in the same place that he used to perform, and they're watching us on the big screen there out in the Nevada desert right now. Two 2-0 pitch coming to Jones. Now it's 3-0. Markham digging himself a hole. Here comes the 3-0. Jones waits. McCutchen off second. And a 4-pitch walk. Jones will take his place down at first. Second walk this inning issued by Sean Markham.
Markham did not like that call, and watching the strike zone, see why.
Rick Kranitz, the pitching coach, out to have a word. Ron Renicky looking on. His first year as manager, came over from the Angels organization. He has done a very good job. He's not been afraid to try some different things, some new things, some out of the box type of ideas. And one of them we saw earlier. First time McCutchen was up, infield played back with a man on third.
The 2-strike blitz.
And then the 2-strike count came, and the blitz happened. They move in.
Yeah.
That's the Red Dog. Red Dog defense. Strike one to Xavier Paul. He flying to center in the second, 0 for 1. Ball at 267. Markham last year was Toronto's opening day starter. Another one of the growing list of pitchers to have Tommy John surgery. Had that in 2009. We just talked about the blitz. This guy's a huge football fan. He lives in Missouri, in Excelsior Springs. He's a season ticket holder to the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, and 1 to Paul. Andrew McCutchen is at second base. Garrett Jones at first. 2-0 Bucks. Bottom half of the fourth. Markham delivers another ball, 1-1.
Markham's in no hurry now, is he? Taking a walk on every pitch. Back there, going to the rosin bag, rubbing up the balls. He's gone into his 4 corners.
Don't let you do that anymore. We got a shot clock now.
Not in baseball.
Xavier Paul wishes he had that one back.
Yeah, he didn't mean to do that. That was excuse me.
Well, what time is it? Time to look at this again.
won't be looking at that one on the film later either. Gotta think of a new word than film.
Video.
Is that what?
Yeah.
Digital video?
Yeah. Some of it's even voice activated. 2 on, 1 out of the 1-2. Paul looks at it, gets away momentarily from Lucroy. I think if he could learn how to work the controls, he'd find that swing and hit the delete key.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Video man, Kevin Roach, sits across from me on the plane. You can ask him.
Well, I know it's not film.
Digital video, I guess. Switch foul on the play.
Not even tape anymore.
No tape, no film. No more cutting and splicing. 2-2 the count with 1 down. Pirates have added a run here. Yeah, that's a better than average camera right there. That is our AGH cam. Slows it down for you. And I can see he's got the most up-to-date viewfinder that you can see right there on top. Rick probably searched high and low for that viewfinder. Foul ball is Xavier Paul fighting off Sean Markham here.
Markham again. Rubbing up a new ball. He's back there cleaning his cleats. Doesn't look all that muddy, but you never know. Just really slowed things way down.
Fills it up at 3-2. Well, the Brewers have a day off tomorrow, so Markham's not in any hurry to get anywhere.
Well, we're going to St. Louis. I'm not in any hurry either.
This will be Markham's 75th pitch. McCutchen at second, Jones at first, 3-2, 1 out. And now Xavier Paul wants time and gets it.
They just want Markham to rush him.
Probably feeling a bit rushed, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, that sundial's gone around 3 times during this at bat. Here comes the payoff pitch from Markham. And we'll have another one.
Well, Markham, he walks back there. He looks out towards center field. Now he takes his glove off. Look at that strike zone.
I think he has a plan for Paul.
Yeah. I think that number 3 is the one that Xavier wants to delete.
And Xavier Paul rips this one, but foul. Got a hold of it. I'd like to see him straighten that one out. Saw Xavier coming in the clubhouse the other day with a fishing rod. He and James McDonald, who came in carrying 2 of them, were out behind the ballpark fishing in the Allegheny. They'll do that occasionally. Markham wins the battle and strikes out Paul on a 3-2 pitch.
Finally bored him to death.
Well, the Nissan Road ahead. Yep, Bob Walk's going to be with us tomorrow in St. Louis, 7:30 for the pregame. Friday again 7:30. Saturday national TV. Sunday 1:30 against the Cardinals. Then it's on to Houston Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights right here on Root Sports. So Markham needs to have a word with his catcher, Lucroy. What do you suppose they're talking about?
He's trying to. I'm telling you, he's in the four corners. He's faced one hitter in the last 20 minutes. He's got himself into a little trouble, and he has just shut it down, slowed it way down.
2 outs and 2 on, and Cedeno will take a strike. Outside, 1-1. Well, during this half inning, I think I've seen maybe the leaves on the trees start to change color.
I'm very familiar with this type of strategy.
So I've heard.
I've employed this many a time.
That's why you recognized it right away.
Eventually, the hitter forgets what he's up there for. He's back on the grass out there behind the mound. Yeah, we got all day. Back up.
Get a couple of chapters in your book.
I love to read Joe West's mind right now.
Pitch number 30 of the inning. And it is a ball. 2-2 the count.
There's Joe. See what he's thinking. Remember how upset Joe got at the game times between the Yankees and Boston a couple years ago?
That's right, because they would take 4.5 hours, and he was publicly outspoken about it.
Markham thinks he's back in the American League East.
2-2. Cedeno popped it up. Lucroy sheds the mask and helmet. Makes the catch by the backstop. Pirates will strand 2, get 1. And after 4 full, 2-0 Pirates.
We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks.
Beautiful downtown Pittsburgh on a Wednesday afternoon. Getaway day matinee. As the Pirates in front of the Brewers 2-0. Heading to the top of the 5th inning. Along with Dan Potash and Bob Walk. I'm Tim Everett. Glad you're along watching Bucks baseball today. Aaron Thompson will face Lucroy, Wilson, and Markham. 7, 8, 9 for Milwaukee. First pitch to Lucroy. Just outside ball 1. Lucroy popped up in fair ground to the catcher Michael McHenry, who had to straddle the batter's box and the first baseline. Was ruled a fair ball. And this one lined into center field for a base hit. Leadoff single for Lucroy. Florida Marlins visit PNC Park to take on your Pirates Saturday, September 10th at 7:05. It's the final Zambelli fireworks night of the season. It's also an Eden Park Scratch and Win Saturday, where all fans receive a scratch card good for prizes from Eden Park. Pirates.com will get you your tickets. Don't miss the final Zambelli fireworks night, Saturday, September 10th, when the Pirates take on the Florida Marlins. Also be your last time to see them as the Florida Marlins. Next year, they will be known as the Miami Marlins. Move into their new stadium, site of the old Orange Bowl in Miami.
The Miami Marlins.
Yes, sir. They play a doubleheader today with Cincinnati. Hurricane Irene headed that way, so they've moved Thursday's game to today. Doubleheader between the Fish and the Reds.
Too bad they don't have the dome already.
Yeah, well, with the Hurricane, it's not going to matter anyway. Going to send them home. Two balls, no strikes. To Josh Wilson. Playing second base today. And the runner takes off. Throw goes into center field. McHenry threw it from his knee and off balance. Did not make a good throw. And an error charge to Michael McHenry, and that puts a runner at third.
Running on first move on Thompson, get the big leg kick. And just not a good throw by McHenry. He tried to throw it from his knees. Not even close. It was 15 feet wide.
Ball four high. Wilson will go down to first base. Runners at the corners. And with Wilson aboard, now the tying run is on base. And Sean Markham will come to the plate.
Well, this is traditionally a bunt situation, but you have to be aware of other things that might happen.
Let's check in with Dan Potash right now.
Well, Tim, let's go back to Josh Wilson for a moment. Let's go back 13 years to 1998 when he helped the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils win a state baseball title in 1998. That's him, number 10. Also on that team, Don Kelly, of course, currently of the Detroit Tigers, who hit a home run the other day, if I'm correct. Guys, you mentioned earlier that Wilson had played with a few teams. When he was in Seattle, he was nicknamed the Paper Boy by Mike Sweeney. Now, he said, Mike did, that Josh looked so young that he looked like your paper boy. Well, when Sweeney saw him get his first hit, he said, the paper boy is delivered. And then Josh replied saying, yeah, well, the paper boy collects too.
And he doesn't hit like he uses a rolled up newspaper.
No.
Don Kelly was standing behind Josh in that photo.
Don Kelly did hit a home run the other day. It might have been yesterday he hit that home run. He is 4 this year now.
He's been a super utility guy for the Tigers. He's pitched, he's caught, he's played everywhere. And when you see the photo again, Josh Wilson circled, and just up and to the right is Don Kelly. Right there. And Josh and Don work out quite a bit in the offseason together. And of course, Don Kelly, Neil Walker's brother-in-law, they also work out often together. And the three of them sometimes will get together and hit. Bunt by Markham. Thompson looks at third, throws to Walker covering at first base. Sacrifice bunt successful, 1 out, and that moves Wilson into scoring position.
This is a good job by Thompson, as he didn't just get the ball and fire at the first base. He paid a little bit of attention. You have to know that Lucroy is going to come down the line because there's no reason for him to stay at third base. So you have to at least look him back, make him stop. Nice job by Thompson. kept his head. I think, to be honest with you, I think most pitchers wouldn't even have paid any attention. They would have picked that ball up. And if Lucroy sees him do that and not even look at him when they throw to first, then he just continues on home. That actually is a set play that Chuck Tanner used to have.
Clint Hurdle coming out, and he is going to get Aaron Thompson. So Thompson, in his major league debut, gets a nice ovation. Aaron Thompson is out, and Jason Grilli coming in. 2-0 Pirates. The 2-0 lead, but is responsible for both Brewers on base. His grandfather Terry is here today as well.
That's all I have to say, other than hi to everyone in Beaumont and Houston, Texas. Way to go, Aaron. Great start. Continued success for you, Pittsburgh Pirates. Love you. Bye.
Thank you, Terry Shelton. Very nice message.
Very nice.
Aaron, born on the Gulf Coast in Beaumont and grew up in Houston. So soak this one in for a bit and hopes that Jason Grilli can keep the lead here as he faces Corey Hart. Ball 1 to Hart. Hart had a base hit his first time up, stole second, and grounded out to third in the third. 1 for 2 for Hart. Wilson the tying run at second base. Lucroy over at third. Right-hander Grilli delivers. Peel first, and Chad Fairchild says that Hart held up. 2-0 the count. No decisions for Grilli. Worked 17 in the third innings. Struck out 21, walked 13. It's Hart with a swinging strike.
2-0 breaking ball. This is the thing you have to be able to do when you come out of the bullpen. There's no time to settle in. You got to make those pitcher pitches immediately, and that includes throwing a 2-0 breaking ball in the perfect spot. Great pitch.
Again, a swing and a miss. That time came with a heat at 93 rather.
And this happened because of that 2-0 breaking ball. You prove you throw that 2-0 breaking ball. You know, you can get it over the plate whenever you want. You get swings like that one on the fastball.
Jason Grilli facing Corey Hart. 2-2 pitch.
Wow, that should have been a swing and a miss.
Yeah, hard to lay off that pitch with 2 strikes.
Oh yeah, I'm sitting there thinking, how did he not swing at that?
Wow. On the bottom of the strike zone.
Yeah. How do you not get the call? But you really don't get calls like that very often on that type of breaking ball because it's going to get caught at the shoe tops. But when it comes across the plate, it's up by the knees.
Payoff pitch to Hart. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
He couldn't lay off it twice in a row. That's just about the same pitch. That one a little further away was the only difference. Great job. Outstanding.
Three-two breaking ball. Fell off the table.
Actually, it was just a little tiny bit lower than the one he laid off. Thompson very happy with that.
He'll be happier if Grilli can get Hairston here with 2 out. 2 men on for the Brewers. Brewers started the game 78-53. 1 win more than they had all of last year. Strike. Pirates also improving already with 3 more wins than they had all of last year. They're trying to get another one against Milwaukee. It's been tough to get wins against the Brewers. It's an old story this year. 0-1 pitch. Strike 2.
Some pretty impressive work so far for Grilli. The breaking ball absolutely perfectly placed.
Lucroy at third base. Josh Wilson the runner at second. Ryan Braun in the on deck circle. Pirates would like to see him next inning leading off. See if Grilli can get Hairston here. Keep the game right where it is. The pitch. Little ground ball to second. Charging is Walker. Throws on to first and he got him. And Grilli comes on and puts out the Milwaukee Fire. And Aaron Thompson, a scoreless major league debut. Fall with wild and wonderful sports on Root Sports. It all kicks off next Tuesday, August 30th, with the press conference of WVU head coach Dana Holgorsen. Check out rootsports.com for all the details. McHenry skies this one out of play down the left side for a strike. Yeah, that time of year, football getting set to kick off, and you look at this area, just vibrant. as far as that's concerned. Only with the college football, the high school football just around the corner.
Summer's still here, though. Huh? Look at that shot of that boat. Those guys out on the river fishing. Shirt off. Still August.
It's a great way to spend a Wednesday afternoon.
Yes, it is.
You can't be at the ballpark.
Be on a boat fishing.
Fishing's a good option. Yeah. High school football coming September 2nd on Root Sports. Friday night football this year on Root Sports. There's a ground ball to short. And Bencourt throws on to first and gets McHenry. He's 0 for 2.
Really going to hit.
Well, Gurley doesn't get to do this often. He will come to the plate with 1 out. Clint Hurdle needing to use him next inning. So that's why he's hitting here. Oh, and 2 quickly. Markham's pitch. And Gurley strikes out. Didn't get to spend much time at the plate.
Hey, why not get some hacks in, though? Huh? I like that.
Took his cuts.
Yep. You never know. Take your swings.
Well, the headgear around here has been improving. We've seen a lot of people dressing to come to the games lately. It's kind of neat. A lot of young people making signs and getting dressed up. It's really becoming an event for many of the younger Pirate fans.
Yeah, you're right.
We at the Kentucky Derby. Speaking of headgear, Jonathan Lucroy will check his.
Watch that mask. I wonder what that feels like. We should go put the mask on and then hit each other in the face with a bat and see what it feels like.
Okay. When we get to St. Louis.
Right.
And I get to use the bat first.
Can't feel good.
1-2 pitch. And Tamina. Base hit. Jose Tamina 2 for 3.
He has really been finding the ball with the barrel of the bat, hasn't he?
Josh Harrison coming up. He is our PNC achievement. First career home run in the big leagues. Marco Estrada served it up. And the toy cannon, Josh Harrison, stepping on the plate, getting his high fives. He did get the baseball afterward.
I think that one went well over 400 feet. It's 383 where he hit it. Yeah, it looked like it went about 5 rows or so back.
A few rows back. I'm sure Josh would like it to be 400 feet. There goes Taba to throw down. He's there in plenty of time to get him.
That was not a good jump.
No. And Taba out by a long way. No runs, a hit. That's it. We're through 5 on this getaway day Wednesday afternoon. Jose Taba caught trying to swipe second. with the Brewers. Albert Pujols with the Cardinals. Both will or neither will. Text 1, 2, 3, or 4 to 412-412. And let us know your answer. You can vote as many times as you like. Standard text message rates apply. Right now, Prince Fielder the least likely to stay with his team after this season, according to your opinions. Get the final poll results later in Pirates postgame. So you can continue to vote all through the rest of the game.
That's the way I would have voted. There.
0-1 to Ryan Braun. Now it's 0-2 as Grilli got him to chase one.
I'm going to go for Pujols. Who would you say is the most likely?
Same Pujols, because they're going to give him the St. Louis Arch, I think, to stay there. How about that? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. 3 pitches and a strikeout of Ryan Braun for Jason Grilli.
Grilli has looked great since coming in here. Get ahead, then go upstairs with that fastball. On right through it.
Pirates will put the shift on for Prince Fielder. Takes outside for a ball. See Walker out there in right field. Harrison goes from third to second on this shift, with Cedeno playing the left side by himself. Foul ball. Well, we'll spend some time in St. Louis. I'm sure that's something that's going to come up as we get later and later in the season. And as the Cardinals continue to fall further and further behind the Brewers. Cardinals start the day 10 games behind Milwaukee, pending the outcome of this one. And they will play Los Angeles tonight in St. Louis. Fielder put something behind this ball.
Nice play, all girl. How about that? Parrot one hand, ball in the other.
What a day. And there goes Fielder down on strikes.
It seems like the Pirates have solved the puzzle. Prince Fielder.
1 for 14 in the series.
And not looking real good doing it, especially on this at bat.
0 for 3 today. He struck out twice. Now Grilli will tangle with Casey McGee. Well, Grilli's got his breaking ball working, and that set up the high fastball.
And 2 of them in a row. We got the Braun swinging a high fastball. Fielder.
Popped him up. This will be playable.
And a high fastball. Another out.
Garrett Jones called for it. Josh Harrison colliding with Jones. And who got it?
Was caught, and it looks like Jones, who is much taller. That's
I think the taller of the two would get it here. Yep. Garrett Jones with the interception. 1-2-3 go the Brewers in the top half of the 6th. Pirates with a 2-0 lead. but it was anything but ordinary here.
And Jones came in and, as you said, made the interception.
And Josh Harrison at the plate takes ball one.
Good thing we had the big size difference there.
Yeah. And Harrison trying to bunt his way on, but a foul ball hit him before he got out of the box. And Nick Leyva, midfield instructor, just double checking, making sure the lines of communication are open on the infield.
That's Grilli's fault. That's who is responsible for that collision.
He's got to pick out a guy, doesn't he?
Absolutely. As soon as the ball is hit, you start yelling at the top of your lungs. You start yelling, "Who wants it? Who wants it?" And now you hear one of them say, "I got it." Now you start yelling his name, and you keep everyone else away, even if you have to physically grab the other player. You keep him out of his way. If you do that every single time with no fail, that will never happen your entire career.
He's pointing.
He was involved, but not in the way he needed to be.
I think it was one of those "oh no, phew." We got the moments.
You start yelling, "Who's got it? Who's got it?" As soon as somebody yells, "I got it," now you start screaming his name, and you keep everyone else out of the play. You're the, you're in charge. You're directing traffic out there. So if there's somebody runs into somebody, well, since you're directing traffic, it's your fault.
Payoff pitch coming from Markham to Harrison. He belts one to right field, but right at Corey Hart. One gone for the Pirates in the 6th. Earlier I said the Cardinals play tonight. They're actually playing right now. They have a day game today against the Dodgers, who are in the bottom of the 1st inning. Mets and Phillies playing right now. Mets leading in the 3rd. And the Mariners and Indians after it as well. They're a little further along in the 7th. The Mariners leading Cleveland 7-2. Century mark of pitches for Markham. 2 balls, no strikes. Andrew McCutchen has had 2 plate appearances today. He's still 0 for 0. Sacrifice fly, an RBI, and a walk. Drove in the game's first run in the 1st inning after Jose Tabata reached on the leadoff double. Harrison sacrificed him over to 3rd base, and the sacrifice fly got him in. Classic small ball. Harrison was involved in the 2nd run as well. When he doubled to lead off the 4th, McCutchen would walk. And on a wild pitch, Harrison would go down to 3rd base. And Walker would hit a sacrifice fly to left field to get Harrison in. And then McCutchen, who was at first, tagged from first and went to 2nd on that fly ball. So we moved 2 men up. Strike 3 call to McCutchen down on strikes. Meadows Racetrack and Casino scoreboard. Houston and Colorado later on. Atlanta takes on Chicago tonight. Lowe and Wells in that pitching matchup. Cincinnati and Florida, a double dip. Arizona is in Washington, and out west, San Francisco hosting San Diego.
So Wandy Rodriguez is going for Houston tonight. I'm kind of surprised that he is still with the Astros.
He was claimed off of waivers by the Rockies, but they've got 48 hours to work something out with him, and they're already into that bank of hours right now. They haven't worked anything out. And again, you mentioned he's scheduled to pitch against the team that claimed him on waivers.
I just don't understand why he's still there, why he wasn't traded before the trade deadline. That's what really is a surprise to me. Because he's a pretty good left-handed starting pitcher that a number of teams with that in the hunt would covet.
Pine Richland baseball hat, and the Pine Richland Ram fouls it off. When Neil's around that part of town, people know it.
It's really a great thing to have a local guy, not only just be on the team, but heck, he's our cleanup hitter. He's one of the leaders on the club. Much more than just making the team. Huge part of our club. Yeah, maybe that's another one someday right there.
This one is going to roll just foul. Walker will get another opportunity. Right here, Markham was hoping it would stay fair so we could get the out, but got to it a bit too late.
Just after it crossed over.
And that's the kind of play you want to pick it up and get the out if you can.
Oh yeah, Walker, who's running right behind it, is saying, "Get foul! Come on, go, get in foul territory."
Neil Walker.
St. Al's loves Neil Walker.
Let's go Bucks.
And a base hit for Neil. He's 1 for 2. I think they like him more, huh?
Base hit will move him up close to 280. Sure would be great for Neil to get hot this last month of September and push toward 300. He and Tabata came very close to that last year. They were both hitting 300 going into the last series of the season, and fell short.
I was down in Florida last year.
Continued to play every day. We were hoping there for a while maybe they would set out that last game. Didn't happen. But they're both hitting right around the 280 mark right now, aren't they? What's Tabata hitting?
He's over 280 now.
They're just about identical.
Came in at 278. He's 2 for 3. Walker came in at 278. He's 1 for 2. So Tabata at 282. That's his current average.
Tabata can move his a little bit easier because he doesn't have near the amount of at bats that Walker has.
One ball, 1 strike pitch to Garrett Jones. We were talking about the Rockies taking Wandy Rodriguez off the waiver wire. Reports now that the Giants have claimed the Padres' Heath Bell.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, you know. Wilson on the DL, and got to get somebody else up there. So they're going for Bell.
To the left center field. Underneath it, Braun. He'll make the catch. He'll do it for the Pirates. No runs, a hit, a man left. On to the 7th inning. 2-0.
Baseball on Root Sports is sponsored by Levin Furniture, home of the Tempur-Pedic, the most recommended mattress in America. Let's go Bucks!
Jason Grilli delivers the first pitch of the top of the 7th to Yuniesky Betancourt, and it's a strike. Pirates leading 2-0. 2 runs on 4 hits. No runs on 4 hits for the Brewers. Betancourt 0 for 2, hit into a double play. And this time he grounds to Josh Harrison. And a tag made by Jones. Throw just a little up the line by Harrison.
I think Josh trying to get Garrett back, knocking him down,
putting him in harm's way.
Yeah, there you go. See if you like somebody running into you.
Harrison's been doing a good job with the glove down there.
Done a fine job with us all year. Man. He's a good little player. I don't know if he's an everyday type player or not. We'll have to wait and see on that. But he certainly brings something to a major league team.
Bullpen getting busy for the Pirates. Strike called to Lucroy, 1-1. Harrison, former Chicago Cubs prospect, came over with Kevin Hart. Jose Escanio in a deal for John Graybo and Tom Gorzolani. Getting the bulk of the playing time the last few days, but he and Brandon Wood figure to split most of the time, at least until the rosters expand September 1st. And then maybe you would expect to see Chase Darno back, and maybe he gets some starts there. Maybe he gets some starts at shortstop. Well, Harrison continues to hit.
And now that the Pirates are out of the race, there's going to be a lot of evaluations going on, and you're going to watch Harrison a lot. Figure out exactly where he fits in on a big league team. Same thing that I'm sure is going to happen with Darno. Darno, before he got hurt, I think they were a little surprised that he wasn't as good on defense as maybe he should have been. I think he's got a little bit to prove there.
Clint Hurdle telling us earlier today that the possibility exists there might be as many as 10 players added when rosters expand. The last couple of years, the Pirates have only brought up a handful of guys. But they could have 35 guys here. Lucroy strikes out.
Grilli is just mowing everybody down. The last inning, it was all about high fastballs. Here again, same thing. Goes upstairs, throws it right by him. I guess you could say Grilli is turning up the heat.
He has faced 7 men and he has struck out 4. Facing Craig Counsell. Counsell pinch hitting for Wilson. Counsell last night takes a strike. The night before, might have been the night before, a couple games ago anyway. He hit a sacrifice fly to right field. He thought he hit a home run, and some thought that might have been about as far as he could hit it. It's caught on the warning track. Pirates will play the Brewers 3 more times this year, and that series will be at Miller Park. The last 3 games of the regular season.
Could be a 3-day battle of the call-ups. Everything continues to go the way it looks for the Brewers. Their big lead that they have now in the division. They'll be just getting their regular players ready for the playoffs.
See, that logo is the best logo the Brewers have.
Yeah, I like that logo, those colors. I vote for them going back to that.
Well, they do wear it on Friday nights at home. They wear the old school uniforms with the pinstripes. And a brighter blue, more the royal blue color, as opposed to the dark blue they wear now.
It's a classic logo. Even the M and the B, put them together and you make a baseball glove.
Counsell fouls back the 2-2 pitch. National League Central Division looks like this right now. And St. Louis in action against the Dodgers early on, no score. Cincinnati 3 games up on the Pirates at this point, but playing a doubleheader today against Florida.
Like Houston's going to lose their first 100 games in one season, first time in franchise history.
McCutchen makes the catch, and a nice job by Jason Grilli. Outstanding work by Grilli out of the bullpen to back up Aaron Thompson. 7th inning stretch. Pirates leading it 2-0.
Watching at home on Root Sports as we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Fans having a great time here at PNC Park. Bottom of the 7th is next. Great shots from the AGH cam this afternoon. Aaron Thompson in his major league debut had some great support from Jason Grilli, who retired 8 in a row after coming in, striking out half of them. Craig Counsell stays on for the Brewers, plays second base. And the new pitcher is Takashi Saito. Saito will face Xavier Paul, Ronnie Cedeno, Michael McHenry. Strike 1 to Paul. For 2 today. Flied to center in the second inning, struck out swinging in the fourth. A little bit of insurance wouldn't hurt. Oh, and 2 quickly to Paul. Stretched by Saito in the 0-2 pitch. He struck him out. And Lucroy will have to throw down to first base. So strikeout, 2-3 the putout, and there's one away for the Pirates in the bottom of the 7th. Don't miss Fan Jam 2011 featuring Steve Miller Band live in concert after the Bucks play the Reds Saturday, September 24th at 7:05 They'll be playing all their biggest hits, including The Joker, Take the Money and Run, and many more. For your tickets to Fan Jam, visit Pirates.com. Big old jet plane. That's where we'll be headed after this ball game. To St. Louis. That's what the kids chant. Whenever we go to a school appearance, the kids chant, "Let's go Bucks." After about the 12th or 14th time, the parrot emerges out of nowhere. Every time that happens, right on cue. It's amazing.
That is pretty incredible. Oh, he must follow you around.
So I didn't even know he was there half the time. Then
flying along over your car.
He shows up. He's hiding somewhere here at the ballpark right now. 1-1 pitch to Cedeno. Foul back. And the count 1-2. So, looking forward to going to St. Louis.
Oh, that's my favorite city. I love St. Louis. It's going to be warm there. I was looking. Well, it's 90, upper 90s there this afternoon. Won't be that hot tomorrow, but.
Well, then we go to Houston, Texas. They've been in a stretch where they have gone 30 straight days over 100 degrees.
Yeah, we'll be indoors. We'll be all right.
Bouncer toward the middle. Betancourt throwing in the run and a headfirst slide. Throw still beats him.
You know, I could actually see Ronnie slow down that time. You know, this was one time where I really, looking down at it, I could see how he slows down as he hits the dirt, which is what a slide is designed for, to make you slow down. So why somebody came up with that originally. I don't know why. You know, some players, it's not just Ronnie, that players they think that sliding into first base is faster. The only time you want to slide is if you have a situation like Garrett Jones last inning, where you're running down there, you see that pitcher, or not the pitcher, you see the first baseman coming off the bag to go for the ball. That's when you want to get down so he can't tag you.
Michael McHenry takes a strike. I mean, I agree. I don't think it gets you there any faster. I think you should run through the bag.
No, that's why they have that rule. You can't run through any other bag. You run through a bag at second. What happens? They tag you.
Yeah.
But
you're in left field.
But at first base, they made that exception to give you a little bit of an advantage, because it's so tough to be safe on a ground ball. So they let you run through the bag, give you a little advantage, and didn't use it.
Jonathan Lucroy taking a beating back there today.
And that one, now that got him hard. The other one was kind of a glancing blow. Nothing glancing about that. That one got him real good, right on the forehead. The one we looked at before got one of those wings that protect the ears off to the side. Just kind of spun his mask around. But there's nothing spinning there except for the bird circling his head right now.
The whirlybirds.
Exactly.
Two balls, two strikes to Michael McHenry. Nobody on to Takashi Saito getting ready to deliver. Here's the pitch. And McHenry down on strikes for the second time. He's 0 for 3, and the Pirates gone in order in the seventh. We'll take you now to the eighth inning when we return.
Sports is brought to you by Mazda. Mazda, zoom, zoom. Let's go, Bucks.
Downtown Pittsburgh. Just a beautiful day here on the North Shore at PNC Park. 2-0. Pirates in front. Top of the 8th inning, along with Dan Potash and Bob Walk. I'm Tim Neverett.
Kelly, I love the way they have the old forts outlined in the grass.
Yeah, we'll be driving by that in a short time. Yep. Jose Veras will pitch the 8th inning. Backs up Jason Grilli, who is very, very good. Grilli went 2 2/3, striking out 4. And he's hired 8 in a row.
Set the bar kind of high, didn't he?
He did. Great work for Grilli. Grilli's been a key factor in this game. As he came in with Brewers a tying run on base. And Braun, Fielder, Lucroy. They look easy.
Yes, he did. You know, we were talking about looking at different players and trying to see where they fit for next year. Well, Grilli falls in that, I think, also. Making some decisions about, is he going to be in our bullpen? I think if you're watching today, I know what the answer would be.
His last few outings have been good. Not as long as this one, but they've been pretty good. Nyjer Morgan pops a pitch up from Veras. And this will make the seats. 18,013 on hand for this matinee game. Business person special. Final game of this homestand. And next time the Pirates play here will be next month. Strike called September 1st. How about that? Dodgers are in for that makeup game. Yeah. Your last chance to see the Dodgers this season. Team you don't see out east very often. Pirates will play them 4 times out there in the middle of September. Jose Tabata getting behind this one. There is one gone for the Brewers in the 8th inning. You can own a piece of the game with the Pirates Authentic Merchandise Collection. Add Andrew McCutcheon's Game Used bat or Neil Walker's Game Used jersey to your personal collection, along with Game Used lineup cards, helmets, bases, and more from your favorite Pirates players. To get your authentic Pirates merchandise, visit pirates.com/authentics today. Look at those lineup cards there, the Game Used ones. They are nice to have.
I'll have a authenticator, put a sticker on it for you.
Right. They are usually down in one of the corners. I know somebody who's got 4 of those sitting on the wall in their basement. Yeah.
You have a little
could be
authenticated thing?
They are, yeah.
You got the umpires up at the top.
Paul, Chad, Joe, and Sam.
Perfect.
You know it's late in the season when you're on a first name basis with everybody. Corey Hart behind 1 and 2.
Well, you do that with the umpires. Umpires are all, even in like A-ball. That was something that I had a hard time getting used to. You're expected to call the umpires by their first name. It's really different than what I had experienced in the amateur ranks.
Neil Walker calling for this one. 2 down.
Yeah, there's no Mr. Umpire or anything like that. It's all first name basis.
And don't call them blue.
No. Well, they don't wear blue anymore. Anyway.
Don't call them blue. There they are. There's Paul behind the plate. Chad at first. Joe's the crew chief.
You can still call him Mr. Umpire.
Sam's at third. We can call him Country Joe. From now on, that's it. First names rest of the year.
Hey, we should do that.
There's Jerry. Jerry's at the plate. Tries to bunt his way on. Strike one to Jerry Hairston Jr.
Rest of the game. See if you can do it. First names only. How about you can't go 60 seconds?
What, the players too?
Everybody, yeah.
Everybody, Bob? First names, that's it?
I'm timing you right now.
Timing me with a sundial.
There's Joe.
Jose deals inside for a ball. 1-1.
I think Michael wanted that one down and away. Jerry wasn't happy with his brother the other day. I saw a little piece of digital video that showed me that there was going to be a little, something Mom was going to have to take care of.
Really? It wasn't on film?
No, I think it was digital video.
Sibling rivalry.
Yeah, before the Brewers came here, they were in New York, and they had a little talk with the Mets on the field, everybody at the same time.
Here's the 1-2 coming from Jose. And they'll have to deliver another one. Friday night. Tim Burdack a little inside to Prince Fielder. And Fielder down first base. Not too excited about things.
So there's Jerry. We understand he's pointing and yelling at his brother. That's funny, I think.
You wait till Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And down on strikes goes Jerry. 2-0 Buccos.
Nice job, Tim.
Thanks, Bob. Bradenton Marauders, high A team of the Pirates, leading the Florida State League with a .347 average through 81 games. High batting average with 20 doubles, a pair of home runs, and 42 runs knocked in. So Cabrera hitting .347 down at his home park, McKechnie Field.
Good place to hit, that's for sure.
Incidentally, Evan Meek is scheduled to pitch again tonight. 1 inning for the Marauders. Speaking of pitching, Jose Veras, nice job getting the Brewers in order in the top half of the 8th. Striking out Hairston.
Oh, the bullpen now. Have they allowed a base runner?
No. Matt Diaz hitting for the pitcher. It'll be Diaz in the top of the order, Talbot and Harrison. No, Grilli came in with 2 on in the 5th inning. That's when Aaron Thompson left with 1 out.
Got those 2.
He struck out Hart and got Hairston to ground out. Tim Dillard, the new pitcher, the Submariner sidewinder. Ryan Ludwig hit his first home run as a bucko off of Dillard the other night. It was a no-doubter. Ludwig, in case you missed it earlier, placed on the disabled list before the game with some back issues. Ground ball to short. Betancourt throws out Diaz. 1 gone for the Pirates in the bottom of the 8th inning. And when Ludwig was placed on the disabled list, that allowed the Pirates to activate Aaron Thompson today. Pedro Siriaco was headed in that direction. Was actually at the airport. Hadn't officially been sent down yet. They had to call him and say, don't get on the plane. So Siriaco's still here. And the roster move that was made, Ludwig out.
What about Siriaco this year? He's just
hope he's collecting his
racking
frequent
up the
flyer
miles, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I think today may have topped it off. Went to the airport, got called back before he even got on the plane. He's been the yo-yo.
Tabata takes inside. Well, he's had 9 flights.
10 trips to the airport. Almost as many flights as he has at bats.
12 at bats.
9 flights.
It's a funny game, isn't it? Sometimes. Siriaco, good wheels. He can be used in a pinch hitting situation down the stretch. There's the hammer. Joel Hanrahan getting ready to come in on the top of the 9th. And he'll have to face Braunfielder and McGee. Tabata down the right field side. Shots foul. Two for 3 already. Looking for another 3-hit game.
Well, this is a classic Tabata hit. Line drive right down the right field line. He saw it slice, and he knew it was going to slice a little bit too far.
Ball and 2 strikes to Jose. Dillard's 1-2. Check swing over the first base dugout. That's a good series. 8 for 17. 9 for 18. Make it 500 if you can get a hit here. In comes Corey Hart. Calls off Counsell. And there is now 2 men out. Or 2 men out in the 8th. Everybody's lining up for the flavors and fun of the Presley Ridge Ice Cream Fun Day at the Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium this Saturday, August 27th. To get the scoop or to buy your tickets online, visit PresleyRidge.org. All proceeds benefit children in need. Well, pitching change as Dillard is out. Ron Roenicke wants to bring in a new arm to face Josh Harrison. play. Paul Konerko of the White Sox collected his 2,000th career hit with a game-tying single last night in the 8th. Craig Kimbrel, the fine rookie closer for the Braves, 40th save last night, ties Neftali Feliz record he set last year for the Rangers. Wesley Wright for the Astros came in relief, retired a batter, went out to right field, and then he came back to the mound.
Teak.
Yeah, Kent Tekulve did something like that. He went to left, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he actually made the catch, though, to end the game.
Yeah. Jose Contreras will have season-ending elbow surgery. Jose Contreras, the career getting long in the tooth, and this just has to hurt him.
Kind of depends a little bit on what kind of surgery it is. If they're taking some bone spurs out or something, maybe no big deal. But you're right. If it's a major surgery, it's going to be tough for him to come back from at that age.
Harrison takes a strike, 1 and 2. Axford coming in working quickly. Tim Dillard went 2/3 of an inning. And Axford has thrown 36 pitches over the last 7 days coming into this appearance. So hasn't had a lot of work. And with the Brewers with an off day tomorrow, Ron Renneke probably figuring got to get him in there somehow. Get him some work before the off day. Maybe that's the rationale here.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I understand it, and they bring him in just to get one out. So if they do something in the top of the inning, they'll still have him for the bottom of the 9th.
Harrison pops it up to center. And it is now hammer time here at PNC Park. Time for Joel Hanrahan to come in and nail it down. Pirates with a 2-0 lead heading to the 9th. Machine, September 1st, 1979. Our own Kent Tekulve played left field for a hitter against the San Francisco Giants at windy Candlestick Park. Wind swirling around. That's a much tougher play than it looks.
He was moved out there so that Grant Jackson come in and face the lefty, and then if he didn't get him out, then Teak go back to the mound. But Teak put it into that strategy with that fine catch.
That was a great catch. I mean, we couldn't see. That ball was corkscrewing down, wasn't it?
Did you see what happened right there?
Good thing he had hands back then.
He dropped it.
Joel Hanrahan will face the meat of the Brewers' order here in the top of the 9th. Pirates a 2-0 lead. Hanrahan looking for his 32nd save. Face Braun, Fielder, and McGee. Joel has had a bit of a hiccup lately. Trying to get back on the right track where he was just absolutely dominant.
At the end of the day, he had a blown save. It was what really hurt him was a little flare, and then there was a C&I ground ball, went through off the end of the bat, went through the left side. good to go.
It's the first strike in on Ryan Braun.
You can't drop the hammer down every single time. You're going to have a bad ninth inning occasionally, every now and then.
Brandon Wood has come into the ball game at third base. He was inserted into the 9 spot in the order. And Hanrahan went in for Harrison. Second spot in the batting order. Doesn't really matter that much. That's where he went in. 1-1 and one pitch is swung on and missed. 1-2. Sliders working.
Got it out there, and Braun could not resist.
Two and two. 97-mile-an-hour fastball up under the nostrils.
One of the reasons hitting is so tough. Sliders down away in the dirt, and then 97 right there.
Hanrahan's 2-2. This one is line to left and a base hit. Leadoff man is aboard here in the 9th, and the tying run coming to the plate, and Prince Fielder. Second hit of the game for Ryan Braun.
You saw why hitting is so tough, and then next pitch you saw why Braun is so good. After that breaking ball down and away, fastball up high, still able to put a good swing on a ball and get on board.
Pitch to Fielder. There goes Braun, and they'll let him go.
Well, that's not the run they're worried about. They have no reason to really contest it. It would be nice if you'd stayed at first. You have the double play in order. You get that force out. But
not a stolen base. Defensive indifference was the call.
He stole third the other day. I thought it was the same thing. And nobody even moved to cover the bag. They gave him a stolen base.
Stole one here today. He's got 29. 2-0 to Prince Fielder. So Joel Hanrahan. Save situation. Pirates a 2-0 lead here, top of the 9th. But the Brewers with a man on. Aaron Thompson started the game, made his major league debut, went 4 1/3, scoreless innings, striking out 1. And that 1 is at the plate. We got Fielder for his first major league strikeout. Jason Grilli came in 2 2/3 innings of hitless and scoreless relief. Retired all 8 men he faced. Jose Veras 3 in a row with a strikeout in the 8th. 3-0 to Fielder. Hanrahan gets back in the count.
Look at the way the wind is picked up here late in the game. Flags are just starched out toward left field. I feel like we're in Candlestick.
Walked him, and the tying run is on. Let's take a look back in Milwaukee. Got the strikeout there, Hanrahan did of Morgan, but the ball got away from McHenry. And then Braun banged it up the middle. And then Niger Morgan against Chris Riesup after Hanrahan was lifted. A sacrifice fly. And that scored Kataris with the game-winning run. And things did not go well for him last time against the Brewers in this situation. And Hanrahan trying to turn it around. Now a pitch that looked very good was called a ball by Paul Schreiber. See what it looked like on the replay.
Joel didn't like it. He kind of looked back a little bit. Yeah, strike zone says it's there.
1-0 to McGee. Strike call. 1-1. A little more on it. Came in at 98. One and two now as McGee falls behind. And Joel Hanrahan's going to have to do some pitching to get out of this and pick up a save. Got it. Strike three call. McGee goes down on strikes. And there is one out.
He looked at 4 strikes.
He did.
I mean, swing at one of those.
Yuniesky Betancourt 0 for 3, hit into a double play in the second. First and second, one out, top of the ninth. 2-0 Pirates. Hanrahan's pitch to the right-handed hitting shortstop. But wait as he turns and looks back at Braun at second base.
I was kind of surprised to see McGee. The way he walked away after that strike 3 call was like he disagreed with that. And well, how about the whole bunch were there? Hanrahan's numbers his last 3 times out.
Joel said after his last outing, everybody, no matter what they do in this game, hits a bump in the road at some point in time. And he felt that his was now, and he's trying to get out of it. It's a game of peaks and valleys. Betancourt fouls it off. Let's take a look at that pitch to McGee.
Right there, we saw it on the strike zone. See how he's like not happy with it at all. But as we saw when we look back at the strike zone, all 4 of them were right there. He was doing a little painting. Hanrahan was on the outside corner, trying to do the same thing to Betancourt here. That was a nice pitch at 98. Wind just swirling around in here. Huh?
Let him batten down the hatches. Yeah. 1 and 2 to Betancourt as Braun gets off second, Fielder off of first. And the pitch. Got it. Strike 3.
Nothing wrong with Joel's velocity, that's for sure. He is pumping them in there. This from 98. Right on by.
And that looks a lot like the Joel Hanrahan that earned his way to the All-Star game. Now Jonathan Lucroy, the catcher, has a hit today, 1 for 3. Struck out his last time up. Aaron Thompson, his big league debut. Watching on as the Brewers are down to their final out. Tying run is aboard, however. And the first pitch to Lucroy. Misses for a ball.
The Brewers could be looking at a dilemma. They can continue for another 2 hitters. Axford is in the hole right now. Their closer.
One and one.
It doesn't look like it's going to come to that the way Hanrahan's throwing the ball right now.
Ready to deliver. A little bit high. 2 and 1 to Jonathan Lucroy. Brandon Wood guarding the line at third against a double. Jones doing the same at first. 2-1 right by him. And the Brewers down to their final strike. Fouled off, and Lucroy will get another. And that same velocity at 97. He has cranked it up to 98 this afternoon.
Joe wants this strikeout. He wants to do it with the fastball, too, it looks like. But more important than anything else, he wants the out, period. He'll take whatever he can get as long as he gets this one over. Gets a save.
Two balls, two strikes.
.99 that time.
He reached back. See what he comes up with here in the 2-2 for Jonathan Lucroy. Gave up a leadoff single to Braun. Walked Fielder, then struck out McGee looking, got Bettencourt swinging. And now has Lucroy. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. The hammer is back. He strikes out the side, and the Pirates shut out the Brewers and split this 4-game set.
What a job the pitching staff as a whole did this afternoon. Especially Grilli. Grilli was just awesome coming in for that young man.
Aaron Thompson, his first big league appearance, sees his team get a victory. Save number 32 for Joel Hanrahan.
And it was quite a battle at the end. Joel was really cranking it up. Watch some of the velocities he was throwing. Trying to work it upstairs. That's where he's really tough when he gets that fastball up. Kept pumping them in there one after another. There's one 99. Finally threw a breaking ball. It was a little high, but he got the call.
That's going to feel good for him.
You're right. He's fired up right now. He wanted that save badly, wanted to get back on track, and he has.
First time the Pirates have shut out the Brewers since September 10th of 2007. Buccos win. Stand by. Pirates post game with Robin T coming up next.